Now boarding for Rebuild of Joycast, your weekly destination for anime, manga, and more.
Guys, welcome back. We don't want to waste much time on our half-ass intros because the king is back. My Hero Academia, what is it? What chapter number is it this week? It just came.
378.
378, a very royal number, a very regal number. Because our king, Gentle Criminal, has come back in My Hero Academia in the way I wanted him to come back.
Chaddest.
Just absolute Chad has returned. Doing the way I wanted him to. Oh my gosh.
I literally messaged you. I saw his back and I just like messaged you back with like a Tobey Maguire crying gif like, my god.
Yeah, my boy.
He's back. I'm so fucking happy. I think we talked about it last time that like obviously with La Brava being back, Gentle Criminal's gotta come back as well, but I never imagined it was going to be this fucking cool. Like holy shit.
Yeah.
Do you wanna give the summary of how the chapter goes?
So the summary of this chapter is basically we continue upon La Brava's hacking of the Feel Good Inc. servers and preventing them from hacking UA's system. So now basically they're trying to prevent the school's free fall, which has been happening.
I actually forgot he owned the company that it was a Gorillaz reference.
Yes.
Like I completely forgot.
And in Horikoshi fashion, you know, the poor man's Oda humor. He's making a joke about how fucking Skeptic's afraid of cats and eyes and stuff. And La Brava's just taunting him with a cat meme, an internal cat meme.
But wait, I do love.
Universe.
Stop it! Don't make them dance to the pump.
Yeah, exactly. So we're having a little light humor here. And basically they've hacked his location. The heroes have found him. So now Skeptic is out of the running. He's been captured. I think that's the last of the original Meta Liberation Army.
Thank fuck. I was so
honestly, what a fall from grace.
I know.
They were so interesting in their initial arc, and they've always just been.
As you know, I
since.
legitimately wanted Detonrat Redestro to take over as the new villain. I wanted him to kill Shigaraki when he first appeared. I would have been down for that.
Yeah, but then Shigaraki makes a really good turn in that arc.
He does.
And it's really great. But then now, knowing where we are now, yeah, I would rather have had Redestro. He would have worked so fine here compared to what we got out of Shiggy. Because Shiggy has no autonomy. AFO has only aged terribly, even though he's regressing physically. Narratively, he's become worse with time. He's just become a troll in the most unfunny way. Redestro and the rest of Detonat has now, besides Skeptic's removal here, they have now all faded with no ceremony. Skeptic's the only one who got, like, anything of an interesting removal. I mean, Curious died in an interesting way in that My Villain arc, but otherwise, the rest of these guys have just not been interesting.
No, it's a shame.
Got tossed to the wind. Otherwise, what else has happened is the school is following, Gentle Criminal has shown up, and then we get a flashback, which we should have got this sooner, because they mentioned this. This happened right in the anime recently. They showed the scene where Tartarus prisoners escaped, and they mentioned that 6 out of 7 prisons had escapees of the major villain prisons. We are now seeing prison number 7, and we're seeing that Gentle single-handedly stopped all the villains from escaping. This Chad. You know what? Whitebeard did not work hard enough. If you're still standing at the end, you did not work hard enough.
Like, it's badass to think of. I want to see that moment in the anime where Gentle Criminal faces down an entire prison of meta villains.
Are they gonna have they're never gonna give that enough time. They may not even show it.
Gentle Criminal deserves a special, like, Nana OVA.
All to himself.
All to himself.
I don't care if it's a bunch of flashbacks. If I could get fucking 30 seconds of new Gentle original footage, I will be so happy.
And he looks so...
Gosh.
I love him.
This shot where the prison is completely warped and all the prisoners are captured and he's on his ass because he worked harder than Whitebeard did. and lived.
Why you gotta bring Whitebeard up though, man? Leave Whitebeard
I have
alone.
to piss people off. I have to.
It's in your fucking blood.
Oh my gosh. He's the best character.
I fucking
He's
love
the
him.
best one. This man has never regressed. He has consistently remained amazing and has only gotten better. This is what I wanted.
Dude, do you remember how I told you? And I think I
wanted
mentioned
the
this.
Deku team up at the end, and I'm getting it.
Do you
Oh
remember
my gosh.
2021? I think it was like, did we start this like late 2021 or was it last year? It's been a while. Like this podcast.
It's like late. We started this like late 2020, I think.
I'm sure.
Because if we're counting Saturday Jump.
Yeah. Well, I'm certain that I mentioned this in the podcast at one point.
Oh my god, we might have done Saturday Jump in 2019.
No. It was definitely like 2021 at the most, I think.
Oh yeah. You know, I'm starting to do the numbers. Yes.
Yeah.
2021.
Yeah. But I took a bricklaying course, as you know, in 2021, and it was a pretty fucking great course actually. And I met a lot of friends who actually liked anime, and I mentioned like My Hero Academia, and they were like, who's your favorite villain in My Hero Academia? And I said, I even told you this, it's Gentle Criminal. And they laughed at me. They were like, Gentle fucking Criminal's lame as,
their favorite
lame as
character's
fuck.
Their favorite character's probably Deku.
Oh wait, no, it was favorite character. Who's your favorite character in My Hero Academia? And I was like, my absolute favorite character is Gentle Criminal. He was the best character in my opinion. They were like, but he's really whatever.
Oh, but he doesn't have a strong sense of justice.
No, it was nothing like that.
He doesn't work hard and smile.
It was nothing like that. Because this is Dell.
I would argue that
give a
Gentle
shit.
Criminal has a stronger sense of justice than Deku does.
Yeah, no,
I'd say a more refined sense of justice.
Yeah, it's hidden behind the fact that he, at the end of the day, he just wants clout, really.
Yeah, and that's fine.
The issue.
Being perfect.
That's why it's good though. Because
I
now
can't wait to talk about Chainsaw Man this week because it continues our argument about how much fun Deku and Ochako stands could have if they let their fucking perfect vanilla characters have warts and be imperfect. Oh my gosh.
I kind of respect the Deku Ochaku thing only because like
it's basic.
I like the fact that Ochaku is straight up like there is too much shit going on to pursue a fucking relationship. I got work to do. That's Ochaku.
I mean to be fair, we talked about that. I like the scene they have on the cliff when they talk, when they have the first frank discussion in the entire series, the two of them.
Yeah.
When they talk about how they think that villains should get a chance. Mm-hmm. That's one of the best scenes in the entire series.
Well, that's where
that's
Gentle
the first
Criminal
time where I'm like,
vindicates
okay,
that.
Finally, after 300 something chapters, Deku and Ochako actually have talked and have a commonality between them.
Yeah.
After that long.
But here's the thing, and this is what I don't like, and we've been talking about it for ages. That's where Gentle Criminal does indeed vindicate that, but that is because he is a petty criminal. We both agree that the fucking League of Villains
that's his quirk, and that is, power in the series, but like as his narrative characterized quirk, the fact that he's a narcissist and he likes clout and he's petty about shit, and he wants to take out the corpos while also making himself look awesome. Like,
it's his own justified villainy, where he's like, well, these places like overprice things, and that's bullshit. So yeah, I'll fuck with them and everything.
And we demonstrate this when Hound Dog comes after him, starts doing police brutality, and Deku's like, yo, calm down. He's just a fucking YouTuber.
Yeah.
And we see an issue with Here Society.
I do like it here when Hound Dog comes in.
Gentle has always brought out the best in Deku and this story.
Sorry, I love Hound Dog going, good grief, talk about the karma.
Yeah. He's always brought out, and I made that joke in the abridged where I said, a hero is only as good as his villain. And Deku has the best villain. Deku has never had a true adversary besides Gentle Criminal. That's fair. You know what? You are right about that. He has Muscular as well. And look how he treats Muscular.
Yeah, because Muscular is at this stage
treats him like
jobber.
Trash.
Like Muscular was great when he first appeared because he was such an overwhelming force for Deku.
Yes.
Like, and this
he
was
he was a physical obstacle for Deku, and
he was a tried and true brat. He was a tried and true bad man. That's what he was.
And Gentle is a more philosophical issue for Deku.
Yeah, that's what.
And that's why I always put Gentle in front of him.
No, that's
I'm
understandable.
just like, as Muscular, I'm like, yeah, like Muscular was a cool physical. Like it was good at the time. I will grade that issue and that mini arc very highly for its time. But as we've seen over the course of this entire series, especially the second half, we know that Muscular's fight is emblematic of some of the more problematic natures of this series, where it's just do cool things.
Yeah, that's true. I like cool things though, but yeah, I get that.
And
There's
again,
very
this is
little
just
substance to it.
It's just a popcorn story.
For
and
you
that's
as a
just what it
writer,
is,
there's
and-
very little substance there. I agree. I can see that. Yeah.
But you are very correct to bring up Muscular. Like, we should give Muscular much more credit, and this issue does. Muscular's in this chapter, and he laughs at fucking he rallies up the villains at this prison.
But he's not even musket. He's jailbreaker now, because he was the one going around. Like,
he was the
releasing all
one busting the prison.
prisoners,
Goes, hey, you're free now, and then that's when Gentle steps up. So even this chapter acknowledging goes, hey, you fuck. I think Horikoshi again talking directly to me and you, going, don't forget Muscular. Don't forget Muscular. Deku has two good villains.
Why is Muscular like portraying this weirdly like heroic, like he almost looks like friendly, like a hero, but I guess maybe he's a hero
I
to
don't
these
see
prisoners.
it that way. I think he's
don't
just
know.
looking up from the villain's perspective, the prisoner's perspective.
Yeah, it's just the lighting and everything, and I don't know, maybe because I think Muscular's kind of fucking hot, who knows?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Moving on. But I think Gentle Criminal's hotter. I love his fucking face when he first there. Are all of you really okay with that? It's like he's like just like I fucking love him.
Well, he took those words to heart where he's like, I'm trying to start over. I'm trying to rehabilitate.
Yeah. And now he sees like all these people like saying what they're gonna do. It's like, I'm gonna kill the guy who fucking snitched on me. And it's like, yeah, we're just gonna go and fucking murder people. And he's like, no, I'm not gonna let that happen because Deku equally has inspired Gentle Criminal.
I cannot wait to warp this in the parody in the abridged.
I'm sure you will.
Just have it where he's like, I did not do this out of the kindness of my heart. I just knew I had some leverage if I did this. I know I'd get a favor out of this. He should be. Don't get me wrong. This is a beautiful, touching scene.
No, it
but
really
honestly,
is.
What would be more truly in character for Gentle Criminal? Would he not do this knowing that, you know what? If I stop this riot, maybe I get out scot-free. Because I know these fuckers are gonna fucking. I know we're gonna break out, and then we're just gonna our asses kicked and thrown back again. But I can do it in a way where, you know what? If I put a little bit of effort, in a little elbow grease into it right now today, I'd probably get out of free.
Well, not even because
I
now
get a
it's
reduced
saying
sentence if I do this.
it's literally saying now that no, this was impossible without Gentle Criminal, and that's the coolest part. And we also get at the very fucking end the return of Lady
I'm just saying
Nagant.
this could have been pettier. This could have been funnier.
It could have. But we also get the return of Lady Nagant, which, as I literally said just before the podcast started, I am genuinely upset that she did not fucking die with that whole, like, bomb thing.
It's
like,
such
Jesus.
bullshit, but if this is where she's coming back for, this is the right place. She should be backing up she should be fighting alongside Deku.
But I assume...
Because we are revealing Deku's best strength. The fact that this guy reforms villains.
Yeah.
This guy gives these guys a shot, and they take their shot in the right direction. Their second shot does the right thing.
But now
so
here's
I am
the thing.
okay for this usage. If she just came back to back up, like if she had showed up here to fight with Hawks, that would have been bullshit.
Oh,
that would have been shit baiting. And that would demonstrate that her purpose was for shit baiting. And that's fucking stupid. But the fact that she's back specifically to help Deku finish the fight in the way that he cannot by himself, this is good. I am not going to criticize this.
I know you like more optimistic storytelling, but let me finish. I know you like more optimistic storytelling, but I would have thought if she came back and backed up All for One or whatever, you would prefer that because she would reject Deku's whole I smile, or like the as you say a lot of the time.
This
This
particular thing that they are doing is a rejection upon that. Because yes, I smile, but Deku does admit he's wrong. He does admit he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
He doesn't know what to do.
But the fucking answer is
yeah.
And now we are seeing the answer. These are adults. They should be figuring it out before him.
I mean,
I'm okay with this.
I feel like this show.
That being said, though, the fact that she blew up and then she just gets some scars, that's fine. Yeah, this is fucking stupid. Again, it's limbs in the absence of consequences. It's scars on the hot, pretty ones. Mm-hmm. Instead of consequences.
I think at the end of the day, My Hero Academia is really just going to be about personal responsibility and what you do in the moment. Because obviously, like,
that's what we can only hope that's what we're getting at, because chapters like this are demonstrating that theme. These are the themes that I like. And this chapter is a demonstration of the My Hero I've always believed it to be.
Yeah.
I love this.
Like,
I am not going, as much as I don't like the fact that Nagant literally got fucking blown up at point blank range.
From the inside or some shit.
And gets to live. That's so fucking stupid. But if this
we
is
literally
what
watched Bakugo get a new heart. Like, I mean, that was cool.
Worry.
We've talked about this.
Don't careful. The middle schoolers need to know that he's still dead, so they continue to cry and make him treading on Twitter.
I'm still like, nothing has come of that yet. I'm sure he's gonna come in at like the 11th hour and do something really cool. I'm certain. But what I'm really worried about, Ivan, I've been really wanting to say this is, like, I swear to God, if Shigaraki does a heel turn, and then All for One with the last vestiges of his power, like he's reverting back to being a fucking baby, he's like, I have 10 minutes. I wish Ivan were here to like voice him. I have 10 minutes before I turn into a puddle of sperm on the floor, but before that happens, I'm going to wreck everyone's shit. I'm really worried that Shigaraki is going to turn around and be like, Deku, I'm going to like team up with you just to be All for One, and it's going to be like a Naruto Sasuke bit.
You always call it I think Shiggy will like die in the final battle against All for One. I cannot see Shiggy like Hori Sensei is going to do it in a way that everyone gets to have their cake and eat it too. Like undoubtedly there is going to be a Shiggy redemption, even though it does not deserve to happen. I'm sorry, like. I understand there's a child in there, and that's fucked up. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, because he has physically put a child in there, there's no way they're going to let him die by Deku's hand or anything like that. Deku's going to redeem him. And, like, I generally believe that Eri is going to cause, like, some, like, separation, some... Again, this
Full Metal
Alchemist. I feel like a fucking baby Shiggy is going to come out of a old Shiggy cocoon.
Yeah, like, literally Pride.
That's
from
what
Full Metal
I
Alchemist.
think is going to happen. What's realistically probably going to happen is, like, as I said, that's what I think is going to happen. What I wish would happen is that Shiggy dies in the final battle, turning on All for One. Because that's the only place we can go from that. That's my realistic desire. What I really want is that Shiggy always has on time, he's a piece of shit, and he dies at the end because he is pure fucking hatred and nihilism, and he needs to fucking go and pay that price for that thought process, no matter what kind of victim he is.
I believe All Might is going to die for Shigaraki.
Yeah, I can see that.
In fact, where the fuck is Stain?
Yeah, so that's the next thing that I want. I want the fact that we have Gentle Criminal and we have Nagant. I want to see Overhaul and Stain involved here. Backing up Deku. I need this big four. Those are You're still
Deku's certain
boys.
We have till March on this, right? Are you still certain? Like, because I agree with you. This could wrap up by March.
March is the schedule that Horikoshi provided. That does not confirm it ends in March. That just confirms that he will definitely be here in March. But that doesn't mean because we don't have a schedule after March that there's no My Hero after March. That just means that we only have a schedule up to this point that confirms he's still there. I think this ends in May. And I know for 100% fact truth that this will not go past June. No fucking way. May is when they start pushing the new series. Someone has to replace him in May. Someone has to take that spot in May.
I do have to say,
there's no way he shows up in. There's no way he takes us to July and ends in the middle of July.
It doesn't beat the entrance of Gentle Criminal, but I do like how Lady Nagant like shows up and the art of her and like the bandages, like, you know, posted on a roof and everything. She does look badass. I love the way
she's a fucking badass. And like, again, things that I would change in the abridged, I would.
How do you feel about her colors in the anime?
That was always her colors were confirmed very early.
Yeah. But it's like
when she arrived, people went fucking feral.
It's very
They were like,
different.
we need official colors now, and Hori gave them the hookup. He said, okay, this is what she looks like in color, and people were like, thank you. Like, Hori's a real one. Like, he won't do this for anyone else, but if for the baddies, he'll fucking do it. That's the true reason why Horikoshi's the best.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, how do you feel about, because, like, there's a difference between seeing it in, like, the manga with, like, the pastel and everything, and like, the shading that Horikoshi applies.
Yeah,
I'm just
so
saying,
in
like,
the anime, oh yeah, she looks great.
yeah, she looks good.
Because Bones will do that, because Bones is in on it. Like, for all things we criticize Bones for,
I
at
wish-
least they're in on the bit. Like,
I
they
wish
gave
it was a little bit toned
Mirko
down.
the good animation. They're going to give that Nagant. The optimism, I think that this season has been a
Part two.
bummer. It's been a pure jobber. It hasn't been bad. It's just been a jobber. We've discussed this.
Like JoJo.
But I think that Nagant fight, the optimism in me believes that Nagant fight is going to be fucking wild. I think they're gonna go hardcore, because what does Nagant have to do but stand there and fire a fucking sniper with 60 frames per second?
She's got
Deku will be zooming, but
What was her
we're
second
going to get
power?
some hand and shoulder shots. We're going to get some knees. Oh boys, we're gonna be eating good.
What was that, like, second
At
power
60
All For
FPS.
One gave her? It was like a power to, like, fly or float or something.
Yeah, he gave her float. Not float. It's not specifically float, because float is not a Shimura's quirk.
It's float adjacent.
It's like a skip. It's like it's almost like Gentle's quirk. It's like the traveling version of Gentle's quirk, where she can kind of bounce around in the air.
I remember that was the thing
That's
my
the
friend.
quirk he gave her.
I remember that was a thing my fucking Bricklane mates even took the mick. I was like, oh, his quirk's fucking shit. I'm like, what are you talking about? His quirk shit. He has the coolest fucking quirk in the series, if you ask me.
Who?
Gentle. I think Gentle
Oh,
Criminal
Gentle,
has
it's
my
one of the
favorite
best.
quirk. Like, I love his quirk so fucking much.
It fits him. It fits him great.
This was an amazing chapter, though, but it's very easy to be like, I absolutely loved it. I love Gentle Criminal, but it's very easy to make this a really great chapter with the return of, like, these characters we haven't seen for. I think
And these are the characters we like. Like,
Yeah.
how can this go wrong? Unless
Lady
they used
Nagant,
him. Unless he used him poorly, because he could have.
I am
honestly,
not
the way
the
the series
biggest
is
fan of
going,
Lady
he could
Nagant.
have fucked this up.
I am not the biggest fan of Lady Nagant. It's more about Gentle for me, but it was a cool
I like her.
return.
I like that scene where she's shaking the kid's hand and all she sees is blood. That's what fucking got me with her. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, yes. We're going to talk about the cop military complex to this character through fucking imagery. We're not going to blatantly say it because, of course, this is fucking sanitized. But he was allowed to get that fucking far with it. Oh my god, my PTSD queen. Let's go.
But overall, this was a really fucking sick chapter. I absolutely loved it. But you know what else had a sick chapter? Chainsaw Man.
So that's the next segue. So I briefly mentioned that oh my god.
Actually, we're just generally eating today.
Oh yeah,
we're really eating.
every chapter has been good this
Of the
week.
trifecta, yeah,
Yeah,
no,
of
it's
our
been great.
triumvirate. We are eating good this week. Everything has been good.
Fucking, hey Ivan. Wait, no. Well, we have to say at the end, you know what I'm gonna say? That's how we say goodbye to each other at the end of the episode. So, Denji and Asa and Yoru.
Oh, I know what you mean.
Yeah, you know what I fucking mean.
The Ainz, I think the Ainz just realized too.
Totally. But Denji Spinal Cord Sword? Denji Spinal Cord Sword! Denji Spinal Cord Sword! Denji Spinal Cord, just an entire, like,
Page.
20
chapters of this.
just an entire page of Denji
He
Spinal
can do
Cord
it.
Sword.
I'd let him do it.
That's a fun way to say goodbye. See ya. What? And then, so basically, Denji walks away being a complete idiot still. I was a bit mixed on that initially. I kind of think that Denji may very well turn around to Asu and Yoru later on and be like, yeah, I know you have a devil in you. I thought it was pretty obvious, but I didn't want to say anything because I thought you were cute. I think that might actually be like a thing that happens
It could
later.
happen. It could happen. I think he's just an idiot. I think he's just fucking funny.
I think Denji is genuinely smarter than he used to be, but he's
He definitely is.
He's a
proven
risk
that.
taker. He is a risk taker, you know.
Yeah.
And at this point, we're going from Asa and Yoru's point of view. This ain't like a Denji point of view. So, you know what? We aren't really privy to Denji's thoughts in this.
Yeah, I've been saying this since like the beginning of part 2 that this is Denji is the chainsaw man. Like, like we've changed perspectives. We've changed protagonists. Denji is the goal. Like, he's now, like, we're seeing a new perspective. He's the end goal. The Chainsaw Man is named after its antagonist. Antagonist doesn't necessarily mean bad guy or villain, but it just means you are the antagonistic force. You are the opposition that I'm facing. Yeah. But we are not internally in Denji anymore. Like, we are long past that.
Well, I think about more like how when we have never been internally in Luffy, for example. Like, but that's
because
something about One Piece
is
that I
an
find so
ensemble
interesting.
Story.
Yeah, that's something that I find. That's what's cool about Luffy, though. He's a protagonist that we do not know what he's thinking.
It's also surprisingly progressive for Shonen Jump, considering that came out the late '80s, early '90s. Late
One Piece?
90s.
Late '90s, yeah, like
late '90s. I'd still call that pretty progressive, considering that Shonen typically is very internal. There's a lot of internal thought and dialogue, and Luffy's never been. Well, I mean, he's never been a thinker in general.
No, yeah, but that's
that's a funny thing you bring up because I just realized,
No, yeah. Oh,
One
you've
Piece
never
is
realized
not
that.
very internal. There's a lot of flashbacks.
We get other characters and shit. Like,
other characters
precisely.
are.
Yeah,
but it's ensemble. We're never in one character for too long.
No, yeah, you've never actually gotten, like, as far as I know, we have never actually gotten a proper thought bubble of what Luffy is thinking about before he, like, does things. That's why we don't know what his actual dream is or anything like that. Luffy is kind of, it's what makes
because
Luffy
it's predetermined by Joy Boy. Ooh.
Yeah. Ooh, I actually like that theory that Luffy is probably going to rebel against, like, the instincts of Joy Boy or something.
I don't want that at all. I hate predeterminism.
No, but that's the thing. Luffy hates it as well.
Yeah, if he does fight back, at least that fixes it. But let's not create the problem in the first place.
No, I kind of agree, but I actually like would enjoy that if it is like
because that's still risk undoing a lot of things he's done in the past.
And then Luffy's like, well, I don't think it undoes what Luffy does. It's just that if
it definitely threatens it, and no one wants that.
That's true. It does threaten it, but I think Oda will actually handle it in like a very good way because Luffy is
I trust Oda.
Absolutely anti, I didn't make this up myself. He'd be like, fuck this entire journey. I'm done right here. Fuck it. But anyway, back Chainsaw Man though. So Asa and Yoru are naturally pretty fucking confused on what's going on, and I'm
getting some
glad.
shit from our commenters saying I'm trying to guess a man who can't guess himself. The thing is that it doesn't matter how fucking quirky and random you are. Stories follow a specific formula and narrative flow. You have to, or else it's just not a fucking story. And I'm sorry, but yes, Yoru definitely has a crush on Denji, and we haven't seen the clues. Oh, we've been given the clues. It's called subtext. And we just got it. We just demonstrated that fucking, as I explained last week, that, and as she just mentioned, Yoru's confusing Asa's feelings for hers and vice versa. We don't know, like, they don't know who's who, but it's clearly obvious. It's clearly obvious that they both have a fucking crush on Denji. But only one of them has the fucking power to do it upon their will.
Interesting
to do this
thought,
weapon
then.
game.
So, are you familiar with what the story is of Cyberpunk 2077?
I am not.
Okay, so basically, you're just a guy. You're called V. You're your own character and everything. You have your own backstory and blah, 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 blah. But yeah,
Fun.
then you have to put in a chip in your body and you get Johnny Silverhand, played by Keanu Reeves and everything. Yep. And that is literally what has like been happening throughout this story, essentially. But the point of that story is that eventually this chip that's in your head that has Johnny Silverhand in it, you can't take it out. If you do, you can die or some shit. Johnny Silverhand is eventually just going to take over your entire being and you will just be Johnny Silverhand. You're not going to be yourself at any point. And I do wonder if like that could be a case with this, but I doubt it. It's just a thought that came to mind, where if Yoru and Asa are like confusing each other's feelings, maybe, or maybe Yoru starts having like less and less of her own free will, that'd be kind of interesting. But I don't think it'll work like that.
This is the episode that you're following a natural rate of a story.
Yeah. So,
yes, of course that's going to happen.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. But basically, it's a confusing thing, and I'm glad it didn't actually explain it, whether or not it really works on.
No, you don't have to explain it. It's been done. This is subtext. This is visual storytelling. You've just demonstrated
no.
how their power set works, no matter how they try to rationalize it themselves. It's explained exactly how I said it happened last week.
True.
Yor has the ability, but Asa has the switch.
Oh, yeah. In that way. I was talking more about, like, does it work on, like, devils and things? Does it work on anything like that? Like, was there a point where in the fight against whatever, Justice Devil friend who is now dead,
Yes.
that, I'm gonna be honest, that entire, like, segment feels kind of, like, pointless now, admittedly.
It doesn't feel pointless, it's just like it's one of the low
dress
points.
sword. Besides dress sword and everything, like, it feels, that was definitely a low point. And I think even Horikoshi was like, I'm not actually that into it, which is why he
hey,
finished
want to
up
be
so
absolutely
quickly.
fucking frank?
Go on.
The action in part 2 fucking sucks.
It does a little bit.
Name a good fight. You can't.
No. I mean,
there was a Bat Devil Returns.
Denji versus Cockroach Devil.
It's almost
Denji versus
as if
Cockroach Devil
it's
is
almost
kinda
as if Fujimoto is making fun of action sequels and how repetitive they are.
I don't know. I would say that Cockroach Devil fight was pretty
I think the
cool.
only original fight. I mean, we had the Justice Devil. And then it was the Justice Fiend. But I mean, look how they just skipped over. A lot of these fights are just skipped over, like almost like Fujimoto saying the anime will take care of it. The anime will take care of it. Well, if the anime take care of it, I don't have to waste my time on this. I want to focus on the story.
I would say it's purely because of the fact that Fujimoto has established that the War Devil, or like the things that the War Devil has,
this is just
so
powerful. This is a
powerful.
different story. This is a more personal story. This is more of a dialogue story than an action one.
Agreed.
The action's not nearly as good. Like, I think the most we got is during the Bat Devil return where they're running from it. But otherwise, action is handled very quickly.
I do think it is part of the nature of her power that makes it less engaging compared to what Denji does. Because Denji cannot really one-hit kill shit like Asa can in a lot of
again,
ways.
very different characters, very different stories. Like, I'm not saying this is a bad thing. I'm just saying
No, I know
a very interesting thing to note.
I do really like the bit where she's obviously thinking about him. I mean, it's like, even after all that, he doesn't like me, and then he's like, I hate him. She's going goblin mode and everything.
Yep,
That's when I like Asa. That's when I like Asa, when she's going goblin mode.
We all do. Yeah. Again, like Ochako stands, like this is what you could have had.
Yeah, when she's being all
you
like,
could have had this. It would have been fucking awesome.
I don't fucking like you. I'm fucking great. I fucking love it when her weird side
Ochako got
shows
pumped up once for the sports festival and people freaked the fuck out.
I also forget that Chainsaw Man is set in like...
It's very undignified. It's not very unladylike of you, Ochako.
Sorry, I like the fact... I like it, and I always forget that Chainsaw Man is not set in like modern day or anything.
They really made it a point this week. I think even Fujimoto realized based on the reactions, he's like, "Oh, y'all forgot this was in the '90s. Here, let's talk about VHSs for a while."
yeah. I like that a lot. So
we should dial it back. What happened this week?
Oh yeah.
Is obviously the Denji spinal cord sword failed as we knew it would, and clearly this is showing that there's some discrepancies, and we're subtextually understanding the rules of Asa and Yoru's power set and their relationship, and who actually has the switch, who actually has the emotions. It's a very fun little shift in power dynamics. And then Denji invites her on a date. He's like, let's go to a movie marathon. And, greasy trash, autistic fucking Asa's like, I could save 5 yen if we just get VHS tapes, if we just rent them and go to your place.
Like,
and
do
he's
you
like,
want to go on a cheat? I
he's
don't
like,
want to go on person dates.
I would love to, but my little sister's cringe. She's like meta Satan. So yeah, he basically says like, and so he says that if you break the rules, you'll die. He's clearly bullshitting. This is more Fujimoto playing the same bullshit where he goes, if you break the rules at her house, you will die. They're not actually going to die, but obviously his little sister's very demanding and annoying is what's going to happen. That's what realistically is going to happen, and it's going to be fun. We go, ha ha, well, he really got us. It's like, he didn't really. If you actually were fooled by that, I mean, you're probably enjoying the story more than I am, so I'll stop there. I envy your innocence.
I think that it's going to be really interesting seeing, like, not Makima, because I was talking to a friend about this literally before this call. Because he was like, oh yeah, I've missed Makima, and I'm like, well, it's not going to be
Makima's dead, she's not coming back, neither is Power.
That's what I'm going to get to.
There will be a blood fiend, though.
I will frankly be disappointed if it is Makima. If we basically get child Makima, I will
There's
be
no
very
way.
disappointed.
There's no way. Again,
I want a wholly new character.
Again, we go back to just listen to the song, that one shot by Fujimoto, where he says that he warned us that this is going to be worse than Chainsaw Man Part 1. The action's not going to be as memorable. I'm going to skip through things. The things you're expecting, you're not going to fucking get, general audience. No.
But this is
No.
all. I mean, that's
Makima's
nice because
not
this is
coming
all the
back.
stuff I want.
This little girl's going to be benign and normal as fuck. She's just going to be a normal, like, annoying little sister energy. And we're going to fucking love it. Because we're going to get what we need, not what we want.
Like,
Also fucking Weed Whacker Man still afoot.
oh yeah, yeah. I'm really wondering what his like place in the story is.
He's just a
actually going to
shitter.
be.
This is your fucking Randall little snitch energy. He's gonna hang around. We're gonna see things from his perspective.
Wait, it's going to be like
wow.
Randall Weems.
Yes.
Recess.
Yes.
Miss Finsty.
Demon hunting club. Look, these two devils are dating. And it's an allegory for gay marriage. Oh my gosh, Fujimoto's so based. Every chapter, it's gonna get black and white anymore. All the panels are gonna be fucking rainbow colors. Everyone's gonna love it.
Otherwise, I don't think there was really that much to talk about with this chapter.
People will really accept that.
It's a really light one too. Like it's 15 pages, I guess.
This is a great solid chapter.
No, it's a nice it's a solid chapter, but not a lot really happened. We got the plan failed.
Oh, I see a lot happened. Again, we got more rules for Asa and Yuro's power dynamic. We see how freaking like she's desperate. Girl insufferably in love with Denji. Like, we love this.
Nothing's been
we
like
finally get now
solidified.
Denji to acknowledge his new little sister and that they're going there. And we talk about Denji clearly has adopted a love for movies.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
and
well that's obviously
the thing.
from
Denji is cultured now.
Yeah, well he's
Weed Whacker Man's
after
still
effect of
afoot.
Makima
Denji and Asa
stuff.
are planning their second date. They're going to his house. There's a lot that happened in this chapter.
I think you could break this up into like 3 parts, obviously. Which is just the plan failed, Asa likes Denji, set up for next chapter, really.
Yes, you just
That's
described a 3-act structure
Yeah.
for the chapter. yes, Val.
Shut up.
Stories do work.
I just mean like nothing that you said is really truly solidified. We don't
You
know
really
if
like
there is.
not a lot happened. Literally, only 3 things happened. You mean 3
No,
acts?
but like, it didn't really happen. Like, no, shut up. I just mean like
No,
nothing.
it's great. No, it's fine.
Nothing has been actually solidified. We don't know if there is a rule about being able to use the power on devils specifically or anything like that. It could be that Asa has the switch. It could be that Asa has the switch, but we literally don't know that because Asa didn't actually like activate the power against her teacher at the start.
They also talked about the famine devil.
That was Yoru.
They also talked about the famine devil. And she's like,
Yeah,
no,
but
I haven't seen that bitch in years.
Honestly, the famine devil. I'm not that
I've heard that
interested
name in a
in the
long
famine
time. Just a
devil.
drag.
I need more from the famine devil to like really give a shit about them.
Oh,
'cause
same.
So far,
They
I'm just,
fucked
like,
it up.
I'm really confused on what they do.
He completely fucked up that reveal.
I'm really confused on what the famine devil does. Like they make someone's head big, and let them escape or something. I'm really like, what?
I get because they skip over the
do?
action. Like we'll find out. Like we'll just find out in time.
Yeah, maybe.
We're just along for the ride on this one.
I am more excited for next chapter. Like this was a good chapter. Like we both said.
If they go straight to his
enjoyed it.
house, I will agree.
If they
with their 20 dogs.
If they jump there now, I will be very happy. I completely fucking agree. One Piece?
One Piece.
One Piece. So, it's covering the cover story. Is that supposed to be Queen in the background? Because it's obviously Judge on the right, because he's got the eyebrow.
It looks like his
Caesar
face.
on the left, and it looks like it's Queen, because they've got the glasses, they're a little bit rotund. And they've got the stripy
glasses,
trousers.
the lips, the scars,
The stripy
eyebrows,
trousers.
the hair. It's Queen.
Yeah. Okay, then I was just making sure of that, because I'm actually liking this cover story a little bit. It's not like
honestly,
amazing.
I barely paid attention to this cover story.
I'm liking it because I like to see like these characters and everything. So
it hasn't grabbed me at all.
basically, the chapter begins with Bonnie is crying. Oh no, Bonnie's hurt, goes Vegapunk. Get the medics, everyone, look alive. Like he cares about her so
That's
fucking
my
much
niece
and everything.
down there.
But this is actually really cool because we are finally
my bro's
getting
daughter.
we are finally getting a real look into what Bonnie's like power set is, where she can do way more than we ever actually thought. Because originally it was just she can make herself old, she can make herself young, and she can return herself to like potentially her current age. We do not actually know how old Bonnie naturally is. She could be bullshitting a lot of things for all we know. She could be like a child in actuality for all we know. But it turns out she can do things like a move that she calls distorted future, where she like grows her upper body, giving her what seems to be like significantly higher muscle mass.
She
can
like pulled like a Joy Boy, or she pulled a Gear 5 here. I didn't get that.
Yeah, no, yeah, and that's pretty cool. So she can apparently like, you know, change the kind of outcome that her body actually has in the future, including muscle mass. So does that imply that like if she just thinks about like, what if I like really worked out like really fucking hard and everything, she can like achieve that strength by just aging herself up?
That's probably what it is too. Fuck.
Yeah, it's a cool power. This is a way cooler power than I ever imagined. I love it when she like stabs Vegapunk with this
Oda
pipe
just says,
in the back.
Fuck the rules.
She stabs Vegapunk through the back with a fucking
right now
pipe.
in this one panel.
And like stars and like moons and like hearts shoot out of his stomach, and he turns into a baby, and she starts manhandling him.
And he's like, give me back my distended balls.
my handsome wrinkles.
Bring back my wonder years, you fucking bitch.
You know, Ivan, it doesn't come up, but voicing Dr. Eggman, that fucking Sonic the Hedgehog abridged, literally like gave me the ability to like roll R's. Did you know that if you just like forced me into it,
that's the reason we did it. It was intervention.
You just knew that if you fucking forced me to do it, I would get it.
Who would have thought if you would actually practice and stop being defeatist little bitch about it?
I'm not a defeatist.
Roll your R's back. I don't want to. I can't do. I'm like,
I did try. I tried every day. I just needed an actual Roland to be put on the spot and fucking like.
This is why I'm one of the greatest directors of our time. I got Val to roll his R's. You guys don't realize what a feat that was.
Yeah, you don't. You really,
I turn the nicest boys into villains, and I get Val to roll his R's.
Anyway, Kuma
By the way,
is currently...
Patreon, who's loving Cody as a cannot see man, as we'll say, because I'm not gonna say that blatantly on YouTube. I don't know how podcasts react to that word, but
fair enough.
I should ask Cody. He runs the podcast.
Anyway, Kuma, meanwhile, is climbing up Redport as Bonnie is basically interrogating Vegapunk on why did you... Because she views it as, you killed my fucking dad. He's no longer the man I knew him as. You fucking killed him. It's like, but I didn't kill him. Bonnie is like, nope, he's fucking dead. Why did you do it? I can't tell you. But I promise you, Kuma wouldn't want you to know. If the whole ordeal fucking sucks, you don't want to know.
He says that the truth would only hurt you.
Yeah.
And then she finds the truth, a literal pain bubble. I told you, symbol drums. The truth will hurt you.
Kuma is
Hong Kong fucking funny chicken horn.
Kuma is climbing up the side of the red line to get to MerryBowTie, and don't know why he's going there. I legitimately assumed that he was just
tell her the truth himself before.
But they're not on MerryBowTie. They're on. He is at MerryBowTie right now. He's beneath MerryBowTie. They're on Punk Hazard, and it's like if he's trying to get up
they're
there
not Punk
because
Hazard, they're Egg Island.
Like, oh yeah, Egg Island. Sorry. Fucking. So it's like, does he need to get to the top of MerryBowTie so that he can like blast himself over to Egghead Island properly?
There might be a teleporter there. Who the fuck knows?
Yeah, I don't fucking know. But Bonnie gets pretty fucking angry, and Vegapunk literally calls her out and be like, "This is child abuse," as she fucking like volleyball like fucking shoots him into the ground. What is it, a spear or something? Like a spike. She spikes him into the fucking ground. This child with his like open ass noggin.
Especially when there's an old man, but especially when there's an elderly man inside the child.
Yeah, and that's when he literally tries to go, no. Oh, also, she could apparently like degrade objects, but like locks and everything, she can just touch them and make them crumble under her hand.
Right, because she makes a distinction about organic and not organic, but like living things, because this is a baby book.
Yeah,
like the same thing. It's like we're learning a lot about Bonnie's powers in like a couple panels.
Yeah, and
That's really cool.
It's not like the most important thing, but like learning about powers in One Piece is admittedly one of my favorite things, just because Oda keeps them so fucking close to his chest on how they fucking work and
because
shit.
he keeps close to his chest, because if he makes any clear cut rules, it drives Twitter fucking insane, because they start making power levels about it.
Oh, true. That's fucking true.
He's very smart, where he's just like, you'll find out when you find out when the again, it's visual storytelling. When the moment granted, it's still a Shonen Jump, they still have to explain it through dialogue.
Next, we get like a bit of a flashback with Vegapunk talking to Kuma and talking about how like when people die, apparently probably
people
bullshit.
die when you kill them.
People die when you kill them, but also more interestingly, they like lose at least like I don't know, like 21 pounds. I think he said or something.
And like when a person dies, the actual truth behind that is that people just shit themselves when they die, and that's the reason why
they just clear out all of their bowels.
Which means your soul is stored in the poop.
He's like, it might be their soul. Hey Kuma, can you like use your power to remove memories
can you take a fat shit
and let me like look at all of your memories? As Bonnie's like looking at this thing, and she's like, this is his memories, isn't it? I don't know how you would specifically know that, Bonnie, because it just looks like a normal Kuma bubble. I know that she's his daughter.
I think she's aware of Kuma's abilities because that's her father and she knows him very well.
Admittedly, Kuma actually has one of my favorite powers in One Piece. Like, ever since I remember playing League of Legends, there was a One Piece mod on it, and I was, like, always trying to play Kuma, because I was like, no, this man has the coolest powers. Why isn't he more OP? And while Kuma's, like, climbing up the side of the Grand Line, he gets, like, shot down, but a little less interesting. Everyone's like in the lab going out to back up Zoro as he is facing down alongside with Brook Kaku. So rematch for Zoro, obviously cool. Unexpectedly, Kaku is also awakened, and it's. How do you feel about like the fact that like it's basically the same thing?
I've discussed this. I yelled about this.
Yeah, you yelled about it
until this finally happened with Lucci. People don't just stagnate when they're off screen. This isn't My Hero Academia.
No.
We're not operating on Deku logic here. When time passes, everyone else is working on their shit.
I'm gonna say it. No one would disagree with you on that. It was just the idea that Luffy, it was hard to swallow the idea that Luffy is, granted, with trouble, yes, that he'd taken on the most powerful man in the world at this point in One Piece, or at least like the strongest, physically strongest guy in the world of One Piece. And then it's like, and as I even said, Luffy didn't even really struggle against Lucci. It was kind of not one-sided, but it felt like Luffy definitely had the advantage, which I was glad at. But I was never going to argue that like Lucci and Kaku couldn't have gotten stronger.
Yeah, and they did. And they did.
They did, obviously. But it's what I'm talking about is how do you feel about this? Like just what seems to be going to be the concrete setting design for awakened Zoans, or maybe even awakened Devil Fruits in general.
Thing, I love it. I think it's fucking cool.
It is cool. I like how Kaku has like a beard when he does it. And I like that his, like, fucking, that is pretty crazy and everything. But, once again, Zoro gets kind of like just an okay confrontation. It's not as though it was gonna be like a long one or anything. It's just a short one. But then, big fucking, like, surprise here. Stussy has revealed herself in a way that, like, I absolutely had no fucking clue of. I don't think anyone could have predicted it. As Rob Lucci looks around. What are you doing? Stussy. Who, me? I'm just putting him to sleep. Would you please join him, Lucci? I think it's time for your catnap. Clone of Miss Buckingham, Stussy of the Rocks Pirates. Mad's first successful clone, Unit 1. What the fuck? So that is what it's actually been like leading up to with the cover story, Ivan. That's what it's actually been coming to, which is fucking crazy to me. What the fuck? Are there other clones of rock pirates? I don't fucking know. Is it gonna be
I told you, when you start introducing clones, anyone can be a fucking clone now.
No, yeah, you're right.
People die, they come back. That wasn't actually me, that was my clone.
You did say that, and
this
now
is a fucking paradox. This is a fucking Pandora's box, and it has been opened and it's being unleashed now. Everyone's a fucking clone now.
I'm not
This is the
sure how to
stuff that
take
fucking
this.
worries me.
I'm not sure how to take this as well, but because I'm a big fucking One Piece fan of like the highest proportions, I'm still fucking excited. But it's weird. It's really weird. This feels very out of left field. I by no means was expecting this on any level. Like, Stussy was just a person to me, but cool. Rocks Pirates, more information on them. I'm down. Okay. But we're still eating. It was still a cool chapter.
Oh,
I skipped over things like, you know.
I said it in the Discord. I feel like we are on the brink of a golden moment.
Oh,
Like, you know when One Piece really gets their moments, especially in the anime.
yeah.
Something amazing is about to happen, and I feel like we are on the edge of something fucking legendary happening.
I hope so.
I'm so excited.
Also, more evidence that, I mean, like, Usopp and Nami can dodge things like the fucking destruction that just happened to the lab.
I like to hope they would, else they'd be dead a long time ago.
Absolutely, but it's just insane to me, like, the destruction there, and they're just doing, like... Do you remember when we were playing Monster Hunter and the monster almost gets you, and you're in a sprint, and you do, like, the fucking jump... Where you get, like, the slight info... That's what's going on here. They're doing the fucking perfect Monster Hunter jump. That's what's going on. It was a cool chapter. I'm very much, like, mixed on Stussy. That's honestly all I've got to say about it. That's the only thing I'm like... the excitement that wells up in me seeing Rocks Pirates is cool. And getting a bit of information on Mads, that's... also cool, but like it's one of those things where we absolutely have to wait for the moment where all of these elements that Oda has like set up now come together in like the best way, like he sometimes does. And yeah, that's all I've got to say. Do you have any outlying thoughts on this?
No, I share your thoughts. Like I said, I'm very conflicted about the Stussy reveal. And, but I'm very much enjoying what else is going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like we're on the brink. Like, we're building up to something huge.
Mm-hmm. Like, even Sanji...
I'm most excited for, Bonnie,
Yes.
That's the moment I'm talking about. That's what I think we're on the brink of. I feel like we're gonna have something fucking incredible happen when Bonnie interacts with that pain bubble.
Is Bonnie gonna do, like, fucking Nothing Happened 2.0?
I know, I think we're gonna get to an amazing flashback, is what we're going to get.
I hope so, but I think that's all I've got. Is there anything, like, I don't know, outstanding that we ain't talked about in anime news?
I want to withhold that, because I knew this week we were just gonna be very excited about these particular chapters, because we're fresh off of holiday, everyone's back in full swing.
You know what, yeah, that's a very good point. You know what, everyone came back, like, swinging their dicks
hard,
around.
as you would expect after taking a little bit of rest.
Yeah, it's been really fucking good.
We've briefly mentioned that fall anime was so fucking stacked that winter just kind of pales in comparison. There's some interesting things. We might talk about that next week. I think next week will be a very mixed bag discussion about some random things. I know that Crunchyroll like stealth dropped their nominees for the Anime Awards, which we are going to be very disciplined. We're going to zip our lips. Steena and I had a very, we talked about 2 hours about this last night. About these nominees and how interesting they're. I will say that initial impressions, very interesting nominees, although Attack on Titan seems to be set up to sweep again, which is pissing me off because it continues to age poorly, especially as they continue to drag out multiple seasons and parts. Maybe that's a bit of anime news. Attack on Titan season finale part 3 will be revealed in
2
produced
parts.
in multiple parts.
Yeah,
It's disgusting. So... It's knowing the situation at MAPPA right now. This is fucking disgusting. Let the animators go home.
Like,
there's not enough material for 2 full cores. You can do like 6 good episodes in a movie. That's what it should have happened. But this is like we're going into cores again. There's not enough material. I know they're going to in quotes fix the ending. But who fucking cares at this point? Attack on Titan continues to age poorly.
obviously,
no one's gonna want it by the time this happens.
They'll want it nonetheless.
Yeah,
it's
I know.
Bullshit.
They will. I know
that.
it's bullshit. I'm talking about.
Like I say, like Dell, I've mentioned a few times.
We're all
like,
gonna fucking watch it.
I literally like sent him the fucking image of Attack on Titan final season part fucking 3. I do absolutely hate MAPPA and the way that they've fucking gone about this. I would have said a while ago that MAPPA were a really good studio. Like, remember 2020 when they dropped Dorohedoro? Interesting show, like not very well known to a lot of people, really fucking cool. It got cancelled, by the way. Not surprising, because it was a Netflix original and everything.
Right.
Yeah, so we're probably never gonna get a second season of Dorohedoro unless another, frankly, better, like, studio can pick it up. Because honestly, people are really dick riding MAPPA, and have been for a while, and I understand, but quite frankly, they're really not that amazing a studio. They've done some solid work, but I honestly give it to Wit a lot lately. They're probably my favorite studio. They're kicking ass with Spy Family. It looks consistently good. Fucking Ranking Kings, obviously, like, won me over to them, rather than Attack on Titan. They need to fucking stop trying to buy up every popular cool IP that comes out, quite frankly. It's getting ridiculous.
I know, no, that's what I'm saying, that this continues to age well, and like on the popular mainstream front, Attack on Titan is showing this issue. But like like the things I'm hearing that are going on at MAPPA right now are just fucking disgusting. Like,
yeah,
the state of the studios, their animators. I'm just like, again, I talk about Isekai Uncle and Golden Kamuy. Golden Kamuy still isn't back yet. This House of Cards.
Really?
When something actually goes wrong at MAPPA, and it will, it's all going to go wrong. It's all going to go wrong. And it's a damn shame because MAPPA's also producing Vinland Saga. I talk about the winter anime season. Vinland Saga season 2 out. And I mean, it looks good. Doesn't look good as season 1. In fact, it looks like, honestly, it really looks like Attack on Titan. Like, it feels like it's their team working on that right now. It's very interesting. Like, the models feel
MAPPA
very Attack on Titan. It feels like a very specific set of
MAPPA
directors.
make the first season of Vinland Saga?
They did.
Okay,
They make everything now, Val.
Because wasn't Vinland Saga an Amazon original?
In the sense that they just purchased the distribution rights until they got tired of it.
Yeah, okay then, okay.
Now it's like, we have like multiple dubs between Netflix and Sentai, and Vinland Saga is a messy situation with its distribution rights. And it mostly comes down to MAPPA. Again, we talk about the problem with MAPPA. In the rare occasions where I want to talk about abridging, MAPPA, I give them credit for trying to take as much ownership as they can for their media. Guys like me, abridgers, can literally just fuck with their footage all we fucking want, and there's nothing they can do about it because they're so asleep at the wheel. Like, there's a reason people have asked questions about why Chainsaw Man, our musical Chainsaw Man, came out so quickly on YouTube while it takes months for other parodies. It's because MAPPA is a fucking mess right now. They can't keep track of shit. Like, I wouldn't be shocked. I feel like the only reason why you can't post full episodes unedited of Chainsaw Man is because Crunchyroll will catch it. But MAPPA doesn't.
I know that over at the Schmucks, for example, Jujutsu Kaisen 7, I want to say,
because
is
that's
just going
Toho.
through copyright. No, Jujutsu Kaisen's MAPPA.
Yeah, Studio MAPPA, but it's produced by Toho. That's Toho's
Oh,
money. And if you
okay.
use Toho's money, they'll police it because that belongs to them. Chainsaw Man is owned internally. So is Vinland Saga. And so is a few things. And so when there isn't an overheading, if there isn't a parent network producer who has a hand in that project, there's nothing MAPPA can do about it because they don't hire enough people to police that. Which is very interesting because even though you would think as abridgers we would be excited about that. We go, oh wow, that means we get off scot-free, we can do whatever we want. Yeah, that's fun. But I'm someone who actually gives a damn about the industry, and that makes me very scared about the situation at these studios when they can't even annoy me. Like, that actually makes me uncomfortable. Where I'm just like, I'm used to this game, this copyright game, and you're not playing it with me? That says something very scary about you as a studio, because I know you're not cool with it. I know you're not cool with it. You're not doing it because you believe in parody. you're doing it because you've probably got one guy in a makeshift copyright office that's tied together by cardboard and duct tape. It just scares me at the level that MAPPA operates and the things they're allowed to produce, even though the situation in their studio is very desperate. It's scary. I don't want Chainsaw Man I don't want the next season of Chainsaw Man to come out with 2 episodes and then we never see it again because someone gets sick, someone dies, someone very instrumental production, it just quits, it goes missing, and then we just don't get it again. I don't know if we're getting into, I don't know if Golden Kamui's ever coming back in anime form. And that's very upsetting.
I can't, I obviously, neither of us fucking know. I want to say, of course it will, but like just the fact that you were complaining about this like a few months ago, that it went off, and now it's just still not back, I'm like genuinely concerned.
There's no news. No one's saying anything, and
like,
that's
this dude
the problem.
must have been so instrumental to their fucking production. Like,
yes.
holy shit.
Again, House of Cards. They say this person was very good because everyone in your production is instrumental to the production of your fucking series. That's why you fucking take care of everyone. That's why you fucking take care of everyone. Even the fucking janitor at your fucking office is fucking important to your process. That's the fucking problem. And that's what these fucking suits don't fucking understand. And now people are fucking around and they're fucking finding out. Isekai Uncle was the hot new shit until it wasn't. It got a fucking nom at the Crunchyroll Awards. I don't fucking understand how, because it never fucking completed its season. And not in the sense that we're waiting for episodes, in the sense that we don't know when new episodes are coming out. Golden Kamuy, we don't know. It stopped playing and we're not getting new news. They might, who fucking knows what's happening now?
Who are the studios that take these things? Like, fuck, like producers.
It's MAPPA going, yeah, we'll take that project, we'll take that project, we'll outsource, we'll find some people to do it. You're running out of fucking people. You're running out of scapegoats. It's going to happen. And
Atelier.
I don't want it to happen. You've quoted me, people quote me on Dr. Stone for this. When I'm proven wrong, that means something good has happened. I don't want to be proven right. And we now have 2 situations that happened back to back, very close immediately to each other, where I was proven correctly. And it's going to keep happening because I keep hearing news about what's happening at MAPPA right now, and it's just getting worse and worse. Guys, you almost didn't get a Chainsaw Man dub, by the way. You almost didn't get it. I am sworn to secrecy on that, on why that happened. But that almost fucking happened. It's getting bad, guys. It's getting bad out there. Pokemon, I don't know what fucking deal with Satan they fucking made to get an epilogue season for Ash's journey. Because OLM sure as fuck isn't working on it. They were setting SOS signals on Twitter. I don't know what the fuck happened. It can't be good. Like, it's just like the anime bubble has burst stealthily. Someone did a very good job trying to make that quiet. But we are in trouble. There's too much anime being made right now, and not enough people to make it. That's the end message here. But they continue to insist upon it, and people's lives are getting fucked over. People are getting fucking destroyed. People are dying. That's the real takeaway for Golden Kamuy's situation. It's not good. It's not good, and that's why I've had a very bad taste in my mouth. That's why I haven't been really excited to talk about the winter anime season, despite some very interesting choices. That being said, I will return next week with a more optimistic tone because I do want to praise Trigun Stampede. Despite my concerns with Vinland Saga, it still does look very good. The music is banging. Legend of Vox Machina's out. It is an anime. Cope more.
I just want to say about Trigun Stampede, it's only a little thing. It looks amazing. But I really wish they brought on the guy who did the original soundtrack, because that soundtrack for the original Trigun is so fucking good.
I know your meaning. And like I said, I'm very excited for My Hero Academia Season 6 Core 2. I think I'm staying optimistic about that, because despite what I complain about Studio Bones does handle their business very professionally. When you see dips It means that
I mean, they're not nearly as bad as like taking on.
When you, because at
projects.
least at Bones, you know, you trust that at least the production isn't going to fall the fuck apart. Even though we bitch and moans about the siphoning of directors and money, at least we know that they are aware and they demonstrate it through the quality of their work that they treat this like a finite resource. So every time I bitch and moan about Studio Bones, please know I do that out of passion, but I also do that knowing full well that I'm very much a fan of how they handle things. But yeah, it's just like, it's very disappointing with MAPPA because a lot of these studios that are kicking ass right now were built off the bones of studios that never worked, bigger studios. These are guys who broke away and said, you know what, we can do better. We can do better. And I look at Studio MAPPA and go, you're doing more, but I don't think you're doing that. I don't think whatever mission statement you made when you decided to break away from your older studios and do better, I just don't think they're making good on that. It's very disappointing to see. But yeah, that's all I want to say. This is like I think a month straight now where I've wanted to talk about Fabricant 100 and I just cannot because we keep running out of time.
Oh yeah, I did actually read all of that up to chapter 5.
Yep, and let's start next week with that because I told you that if I was gonna bring up Fabricant 100 again, it's because it did something very good. So let's use that as our kind of our tease for next week. Guys, you should be reading Fabricant 100. It's emphatically okay. And that's where I'm going to leave it there. Guys, thank
Ivan
you for
Spinal
listening.
Cord Sword.
Yeah. Val Spinal Cord Sword.
Ivan Spinal Cord Sword.
Listener Spinal Cord Sword. We'll see you next week, everyone. Take care.
Mind the gap as you exit our podcast safely. Rebuild of Joycast is hosted by Ivan LeRoy and Valentine Stokes. LeRoy's written and directed works can be found on the JoyRide Entertainment YouTube channel and the soon-to-be-released original web manga, PARAMEDIC. Val's dulcet tones can be heard in many of your favorite anime and web series, such as RWBY, Death Battle, Tribe 9, Lackadaisy Cats, and more. This episode was edited by Steena Carey, with YouTube version edited by Cody Rock. Music provided by Lofi Geek. Intro and outro narration by Steena Carey. Outro music composed by Michael Pejovich. Logo and visuals designed by Ivan LeRoy. Rebuild of Joycast is produced by JoyRide Entertainment and Rock Voice Productions LLC, and made possible thanks to Patreon donations from generous listeners like you. This month's highest-tiered Patreon producers are Mr. Host, Gooner Bear, MerryBowTie, Hope D. Cruz, and Greg Hughes. If you would like your name shouted out at the end of each podcast, an invite to our private Discord to interact with fans, cast and crew, or early access to all of our content, be sure to check out JoyRide Entertainment's Patreon. Links provided in the description. Thank you for keeping JoyRide's engine burning.